Welcome back to the newsroom here at France 24. It's time now for Media Watch France, when we find out what's making the buzz on the French blogs and in the headlines. Rebecca Bowring's here with us in the studio. Hi there, Rebecca. Now, we're starting with the secretary of the French Socialist Party, who has learned that all-important lesson that if you want something done properly, you pretty much have to do it yourself.
You do. The dangers of delegation are in this story, Laura. His name is François Hollande. We can see him here in this article from Libération. And he's a favourite socialist contender for the socialist ticket, that is for the 2012 presidential elections here in France. If he gets elected, my advice would be choose your entourage a little bit more carefully. Now, he managed to vote for the austerity programme proposed by the government that he's always been dead set against. He managed to vote in favour. Now, he says it's not coherent, that it's not consistent. He's always been a staunch objector to it. But he sent, at the all-important moment, a proxy to vote for him, sending Jérôme Cahuzac, who is the president of the Financial Commission at the French National Assembly, presumably a bright individual, but doesn't know the difference between the yes button and the no button. And as a result, 155 UMP lawmakers and 2 socialists voted in favour of this programme, one of them being François Hollande, who has a little bit of egg on his face.
Oh, yeah, I think they call that career suicide, don't they? That poor intern, I'm sure he got a right earful. All right, now, meanwhile, Hollande's been getting something of an earful himself from his former partner, Ségolène Royal.
That's right. Now, we remember Ségolène, of course, because she ran for the presidency in 2007. She belongs to the Socialist Party, the same party as Hollande, and she is now one of his key opponents, as is Martine Aubry, and she's lashed out at them both today. She's given them both barrels. She slates Hollande, as you say, her former partner, for his inaction, saying he never really got much achieved, and she labels Aubry an inexperienced political player. Now, at the recent summer conference, we were talking about, Laura, just yesterday, weren't we, the UMP party conference that took place this weekend. Well, the Socialist Party have had theirs as well, and everything was peachy, everything was rosy in the garden, but underneath that veneer of peace, clearly there are some tensions. Now, Royal has let rip, saying François Hollande's weakness is inaction. Can the French name a single thing he's done in 30 years of political life? A single one.
Wow,
well,
catty.
She should go to Twitter for the answer. Yeah, there's not much love lost there. Here is an account by Humeur de Droite, a right-wing humour Twitter feed. And in reply to Ségolène, her question, can the French name one thing that Hollande has done in 30 years even? The reply, well, he gave you 4 children, my dear.
Exactly. This is the father of her children.
So they must have been quite busy together at one point in time. Let's hope things don't deteriorate for the children. But it just goes to show, no matter what you've shared with someone in the past, when it comes to the presidency, the gloves are off, we could say.
God, these politicians, they really do plumb new depths sometimes, don't they? All right. Now, Coca-Cola says no thanks to a new French tax on fizzy drinks.
That's right. They have actually withdrawn, or at least suspended, 17 million euros that they were going to pour in investment into a plant near Marseille which manufactures Coke. And why have they done that? Because they are opposed to this new soda tax, just 1%, it has to be said. François Fillon, the French president, has put it forward as a kind of dual purpose. One, public health, and the other, the public purse, to try and fight against obesity, but fight against the deficit. And Coca-Cola says, well, that punishes us, it stigmatises our product. And the firm's global president was meant to go to this site, which is at Pen Mirabeau, to celebrate the plant's 40-year anniversary, and he's decided not to go as an act of protest. And he's also set up this Twitter feed, which is anti-tax soda, as you can see there, so just sharing that with the world, their opposition. Now, a local MP for the region where Coke is made says she's absolutely shocked, and she's talking about political blackmail. And here, another this is a socialist lawmaker. Yes, she's Michelle Delony, and she says, I'm not right-wing, but from now on, I'm going to drink Pepsi instead.
Oh, goodness me.
So obviously, the political class is getting a bit of a fizz about that.
OK, now let's talk about this chap, Norman, because he's been something of a hit on the internet, hasn't he?
He certainly has, yes. Street Generation, this website here, is talking about a 24-year-old. He lives in Montreuil, in the eastern suburbs of Paris. And he's the new web phenomenon. And you might wonder why, because actually he just does something very simple. He posts short videos on YouTube and on his webpage of about 3 minutes, just talking about his life, exams, stress, driving, shopping, what it's like to become an adult. And he's had 2 to 3 million hits for each one on YouTube. And he's like a kind of Baudelaire character. You know, he carries a little notebook around with him, he writes down his observations, and then he broadcasts it. So let's take a look at one of his short anecdotes now, called Becoming an Adult.
Quand tu te rends compte de ce genre de choses, c'est jamais dans les grands moments de ta vie. Jamais quand tu vas commencer ton premier jour de travail ou quand tu vas faire ton mariage ou ta communion. Non, c'est toujours dans les moments un peu nuls. Mon bleu.
He's a right little charmer. I think a talent scout might seek him out. Maybe he'll be on the stage at some point.
That's pretty impressive, isn't it? All right, now we end on an incredibly lucky strike.
Yeah, an unemployed man who hit the jackpot, Laura, in Saint-Malo. His name is Julien Rivodigo Montero. He's a mason who's been out of work for 2 years, and he went for a mussels and chips slap-up dinner at the casino, only to find that the casino was actually shut. And so he headed for the slot machine, and he put in only 60 cents in total. But this machine, which is called Jet Set, was apparently attached to 3 others in the building, and as a result, he bagged himself 425,019 euros, with which he hopes to go on holiday and buy himself a scooter.
Oh, not so lucky for the person who was on the machine before him.
No, but somebody has to win.
They do. All right, Rebecca Bowring with Media Watch. Thank you very much indeed. Now we're going to find out what else is happening on the internet with today's web news.